Now, congratulations on your film Red Tails, Mr. Terrence. It's certainly a film worthy of its very commendable subject, the Tuskegee Airmen.
Oh man, the Red Tails and the things that they accomplished. And you got to think it was more than just those pilots. You had the ground crew that had to be like MacGyvers because they were given parts to a Model T Ford and had to make it and turn it into a plane. So to do that and maintain those things with, you know, being the last one on the totem pole to receive any help from the government or the Army. I mean, these guys and their supporting crews were really heroes and geniuses.
Right. Now, when you first heard that Mr. George Lucas is going to create this film, what did you think?
Man, if he hires me, I'll be rich. That's what I was thinking. But then,
this is certainly a labor of love for him, though, right? I mean, he
oh my goodness,
he financed it right down to the pretty penny.
Yeah, he took care of everything, even after getting the film made. And mind you, he still had to lend the services of ILM. You know, it's not just the cash that he put up, but the workforce that he continued to pay while they used his technology to bring this to fruition. So he really did an amazing thing. He did what Hollywood insiders say could not happen and should not happen, and it paid off in the box office last weekend, and I wanted to make sure that it pays off in the box office this weekend because history needed this. We needed this. All minorities needed it, and the vast majority of whites inside of America, they needed to know the contributions that other Americans had made for the liberties and the freedoms and the families of all of the Allied forces around the world. There's a number of people and children that owe their lives to the fact that the Tuskegee Airmen, the Red Tails, guarded these bombers, and these bombers were able, these men were able to get home to their wives and have more children, and you know, provided some sense of safety.
Right. Now, this is also the first full feature film by director Anthony Hemingway. How did he do in your own eyes, Mr. Terrence?
I thought Anthony was amazing. He had such a kind, modest, humble way of approaching things, but then he still owned the floor. I had no trouble in listening to him. There was no trepidation as well. Does he really know what he's doing? And he was humble enough to allow George to come in and do his part as with regard to the special effects, but he trusted us as actors, and he cared about the parts. He cared about the story of these men. He actually kept 3 or 4 Tuskegee Airmen, the original Tuskegee Airmen, around us the entire time, from pre-filming to post. And even to this day, we've spent time with them. So I think he did an amazing job.
Oh, and how cool is that you really get to meet one of the Tuskegee Airmen, Dr. Roscoe Brown? That's fantastic.
Oh, Roscoe makes you not afraid to be 90. For all those out there wondering who he was, in the film, there's a 262, the first time a 262 jet fighter, it was a German plane, that has ever been shot down. It was shot, the first one was shot down by a Negro named Roscoe Brown.
Wow.
You know, a young hotshot who I think in this film is kind of reminiscent of Lightning.
Right,
you know, played by David Oyelowo, who does an amazing job.
Right.
You know, he's like the maverick of this thing. And then you've got Nate Parker, you know, who's the goose who keeps it all together.
Right. Right.
And I just so thrilled by these young actors.
Oh, and I'm sure Dr. Roscoe Brown is still a young hotshot. But
yeah, he is. 90 years old. 90-year-old hotshot.
Yes. Thank you so much again, Mr. Terrence, and come visit us when you're here in the weekend.
I probably will. You just got to find me a hot tub.